So when I changed my name to Alex Firma, it was an easy way out to kind of cope with some of the target. So I changed my name to Alex Firma. So that really actually allowed me to kind of succeed in my flight to Sierra Leone. So after we're walking in the jungle, went to a town called Bomboja. So Bomboja, I think, is the Lofa River between Bombing and Cape Mon County, if I'm not mistaken. So we crossed the river, but those who were crossing the river were the rebels. So pretty much you can't really look at the rebels in the eyes. You really can't look at them. So we're tormented in every shape or form. So after we crossed the river, we went to, actually Robert Sport was on this side, so we tried to come up to the main street because Robert Sport is on the left side. I would walk ahead of the group of my siblings. And when I walk ahead, I would make sure there ain't no rebel ahead of us. Then I would come back, and then I would walk along with my siblings. So every time I would do that, every maybe like a mile or a mile and a half, I would walk and then walk back and make sure for their own safety. So I continued to do that. At one point, I kind of walk ahead, and then when I came back, my siblings weren't there. My siblings weren't there. Thank you. Yeah, when I walked back, my siblings were in there. So I stayed at that area, but I slept in the jungle. And so I slept there that night because at 6 o'clock, you really can't walk because of the curfew in the area. So I stayed there, and then the next day, I was just confused. I said, well, let me just go ahead because you really can't go back because you already give a fake identity. So you really can't go back. If you go back, you're most likely to be charged with either some of their crime, spy. There was a terminology that they used. What? Reconnaissance. Yeah, absolutely. And that time, pretty much if you get caught for that terminology, you're done. So I didn't go back. So I just continued. So I continued. I went to TNE. That's another big town. At TNE, I was there. This guy came up. There's a rebel guy that asked me for my name. I mean, this name was just a made-up name, so I was really not used to the name very well. Once I reached there, I would kind of mentally prepare myself to give that name. So at this area, I think I was a little bit tired and confused and stressed out from the stress. So when he asked me for my name, it was a delayed pattern between giving up my name and the question. So it took me a while. So after I catch up, and then I said, Alex Firma. So by the time I said Alex Firma, he put a gun to me, and he tried to kill me. Because the first thing he said, I'm a Mandingo man, I don't know my name, and so on and so forth. But it was a bunch of people that were there, some good Samaritan kind of, talk him out of it. Or if he says his name is Alex Firma, that's why he's not Mandingo. I think the thing that really made me to succeed there because of my, because I could speak a little bit better English. So that was my advantage. If I couldn't speak no English, I was, done. So when he put a gun to me and everybody came to my plea, so he later on, pretty much talk him out of it. So I went to Bo. Bo is a big town between Cape Mon and Sierra Leone. So I went to Bo. They were doing some investigation and interrogation in there's a house. When you go in there, you're most likely not to come out. So I said, I'm not going to take that chance. I mean, I just had those thoughts. I said, I'm not going there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to sit here and wait for the group that come out, and then they ask for a single file. The group that come out into a single file, then I can probably try to sneak my way through there. And then once you're in that single file, you really don't have to go back to the interrogation. So I tried to do that the first time, then people were looking, so I went back. So I tried the second time, people were looking, I went back. So the third time when I tried, no one was looking, so I joined the single file line. So that's how I crossed to Sierra Leone.